Dizaster is still suspended from King of the Dot. The what the suspension detailed basically was if he has to apologize and reimburse $2,500 to get unsuspended. I know he has plans to do both of those things. They're both going to go down. Regardless, based on what I just said and the fact that he is one of the people that built this culture and is literally a symbol for battle rap in the West Coast. If you look at Dizaster, like the numbers, he is responsible for the numbers that got brought to Grind Time. He's responsible for the numbers that got brought to King of the Dot. Like literally, there's no way around that shit. If you take Dizaster's 3 least viewed battles on King of the Dot, you can still put him against anyone else's top 3, and he's still like better, you know what I mean? Like he is like the reason for all the, he's the catalyst of success. He's the only battle rapper that's been trending on fucking Google like ever. And like when he battled Cannabis, it fucking folded the internet in half. When he did the unthinkable, unexpected fucking atrocity with his stupid ass and fucking hit Math Hoffa, it folded the internet in half. Dizaster is larger than, in so many ways, Dizaster is to a lot of people larger than battling. And the fact that he represents a whole contingent of people as the West Coast voice, him and Daylight being the voice of the West, and then him being literally one of the most prominent Middle Eastern artists in battle rap or hip hop period, that holds such a huge responsibility that regardless of his status with King of the Dot, regardless of me being a liaison and working directly with King of the Dot, I cannot allow Dizaster to not get paid. And I will do whatever I can to help Dizaster. I'm rocking with him. No disrespect to Organik. 1000% though, I fucks with Diz, and he's gonna get paid 50, 75 racks next time he battles because he fucking deserves it. And it's not fair that he hasn't already. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. And when this shit happens, remember this conversation. And all y'all dope MCs that built this shit, y'all all deserve it. You feel me? There's a handful of y'all motherfuckers that deserve that type of cash. You know what I mean? That are in a different class. And it's a new era for battle rap. And y'all, and the industry ain't gonna play us to the side and use us as they see fit and throw us on the tail end of this presentation or whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, or this motherfucker wanna capitalize off of the buzz of our culture. Nah, man. Nah, this is something, we ain't new to this, we true to this, like Hov said. You feel me? We about to be here. I mean, that would be an understandable argument. Like, it's not really my call to make ultimately. But like, I know that we were under, as a company, as King of the Dot, we were under so much scrutiny from the community at that moment, and everybody wanted action. And there was talks of, you know, beyond the whole no-fly zone shit and people trying to get extra down and gangster. I'm more looking at it as a businessman. I don't give a fuck about all that shit. What I'm tripping on is like, oh damn, like East Coast artists might feel some type of way about battling here in the future. They might feel some type, East Coast companies might not want to book West Coast artists and vice versa. Like, so that's my concern. And in order to supersede that and quell that whole turmoil that was pending, we had to do something. And like, when I'm talking to my close homies that are involved in the scene from the East Coast, they're all telling me people want Diz's videos removed and blah, 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 blah. People really wanted motherfuckers to go far. So I understood why ultimately King of the Dot, we as a company made that decision to do that. But now obviously, yes, it could be argued that it was overkill. And if he does pay it, whatever, whoop-de-whoop, that's just in my opinion, a drop in the bucket ultimately based on both him and Math's contributions to this whole shit. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that in a lot of ways, King of the Dot is a media company and it was capturing a moment. And the fact that the fight wasn't even released and all that shit speaks a lot of volumes about shit, because like people say, oh, King of the Dot didn't exercise integrity and character and all that fuck shit. Man, listen here, you don't think we could have capitalized off that shit way fucking more? Like, you bugging, you know what I'm saying? So like, we operate with integrity at all times above all else. Like, us as the Fresh Coast, us within the parameters of King of the Dot, them without us, them with us, period. Like, that's just what it is. And so however they decided to move, I support, but at the same time, I can't sit there and allow Dizaster to not fucking eat and the West Coast to lose our fucking biggest star, you know what I mean, due to technicalities and politics, and that's ultimately what it is. Because like I said earlier in the interview, all I came into this to do was throw dope battles. Booger.